Well, today on Straight Talk, I'm pleased to welcome Karen Tuersley. She's a Director of Administration with Violand Management Associates, or VMA. Karen, great to have you. How are you today?
Thank you, Jeff. It's great to be here. I am doing wonderful today. The sun is shining and we haven't had much sun lately, so it's a good day.
Yes, we both live in Ohio, and sometimes we wonder if the sun's going to come out or if it's still up there.
Right.
Gray skies often.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about your role and your history a little bit. Tell us about yourself and your role with VMA.
Well, I am, as you said, Director of Administration, and I have been with Chuck and Violand Management for 12 years. It is a great place to work, the best place I have ever worked. And I always like to tell the story that whenever I walked through the door, I smiled at Chuck and Chuck smiled at me, and, just felt like it was meant to be. So 12 years later, and it's still going well. So hope it continues for many, many more.
I'm sure it will. And maybe if Chuck sees this, you'll get that raise you've been asking for.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that'd be good.
Hey,
Chuck takes very good care of me.
yes, good. I've worked with VMA for quite a while. I've been to your events, and of course, several of your consultants write for our brands like CleanFacts. Seems like most of the VMA consultants are men. What's up with that?
Well, actually, we have our first female consultant. So we just, December 1st was her first official day. So Christy Martin, and she is based in North Carolina. And Christy has been in the restoration industry for about 8 years, I believe. Before that, she had some banking experience and some real estate. So it's great to have her, and she fits right in. So one of the first things I had to ask her is because, as you said, we've had all men. And so there's, certain times in emails or whatever where you don't want to have to list everybody's names. Every once in a while, I'll, refer to them as gentlemen, but usually it's just guys. So we had to make sure that Christy was okay if we're saying guys, that, she didn't take any offense to that, but we're just piling her in the group, and she was okay with it.
That's cool. I've interviewed, I think, all the men consultants with VMA
Yes.
about different topics, and
Right.
boy, they can dish it out.
Yes,
Jeff
they can.
Jones after Scott Tacken and vice versa. Of course, it's all good natured. So she'll fit right in, I guess, huh?
She will. Yes. Yes. We found out very quickly that not only can she, hold her own among them, but she has a great time doing it. So
Well, I
she's fitting right in.
can't wait to meet her, and we'll get her on camera as well in the near future.
Absolutely.
I hope so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Karen, you work in the home office, and you know about the phone calls coming in from the industry. So let's have a kind of a serious question here. What are business owners asking about these days? What are some of the challenges that you're hearing as far as incoming questions?
Right. Primarily what we're seeing, so if it's an unsolicited, phone call that's coming in, it's usually for a couple of different reasons. One of them is they're looking for, what training that we have that they can provide for their people. And especially, in the COVID world we're currently in, what do we have that we can train their people with? Then also we will get people calling in, just basically saying, how can you help me with my business? So whether they were referred by someone else, or they found us through an internet search, or, read in a publication. So when they reach out, just basically saying, hey, how can you help me? And normally those, if they're saying, how can you help me? It's usually for one of a couple reasons. One is they're wanting to grow and they're not sure how. Another is that, they're experiencing pain. So they know they need help, but they don't know, what to do. Those are primarily what we see. A lot of times they're also looking for help with transition or succession. And the good thing with that is normally if people are calling about that, they're doing it, well in advance. So it's something that, it's not like a last minute transition, but they're saying, hey, I want to be prepared. And so things are going well. I don't feel like I need help in other areas, but I want to prepare to transition or, get out of the business at a certain time. And they're looking for help with that. So that's primarily what we see from unsolicited phone calls.
I know with the VMA, you have consultants all across the country, from the Carolinas to the California.
Yes, exactly.
So tell me this, from a home office perspective, how do you create the best company environment when everyone's spread out? I think that's a question a lot of people would wonder about.
Oh, I think so too. And even, for us, this has been something that we've dealt with as long as I've been at VMA. But for a lot of companies, this is new. So whenever I came to work 12 years ago for Chuck, at that time we had just two consultants, but neither of them worked, from the home office. And here in the home office, it was just me and Chuck and a part-time salesperson. But the first thing is that I told Chuck we needed, at that time it was Skype. We need Skype. And he said, Karen, I'm just in the other office. I was like, yes, but you're on the phone all the time. And so I need a way to be able to contact you. So what we did is he found out that worked pretty well. So we got everybody on Skype, which now is Teams. So we have everyone connected in through Teams. We actually came up with kind of an internal communication guidelines. And it kind of lists out, okay, the important versus the urgent versus not urgent at all. And what are the best ways to contact people, so that we're, as you know, with technology, a lot of times you can just be constantly interrupted. So we're doing our best to make sure that people are accessible when we need them, but we're not interrupting them whenever, especially when they're on phones with clients and things like that. So for instance, we also share, all of us share our Outlook calendars with everyone else in the business. So if I need one of the guys for something, I'm going to first check their calendar and see if they're available, what they're doing. If I know they're on a client call, I'm not going to send them a Teams message and interrupt them unless I really need to. So then that way they know that, hey, if they're on a client call and all of a sudden they're seeing that I've got a message coming through, that they know that's important and they need to look at it, because otherwise I would not interrupt them. So those are a couple of the things that we do. We also have staff meetings that we do with everyone in the company every 2 weeks. And so now with Zoom, like everything else, we have everybody's, faces plastered up there on our large TV that's on the wall. So we all get to actually see each other and interact. And it's made a huge difference, because before last year, we didn't do that. We had everyone on the phone, but actually being able to see each other has really just kind of helped solidify things even more.
Sure. The new way of conducting business, boy, it's changed, but we're
Right.
making it work. And I'm glad to see you guys are too. And what an example. And those watching this will probably get a few good tips from how you operate your office environment and your consultants from all across the country.
Wonderful. I hope so.
Yeah. Well, Karen, thank you for your time today. And one of these days, I'll see you at a trade show or somewhere outside of the home office.
Oh, yes. Let's hope it's sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Talk to you later.
All right, Jeff. Thank you.